board. Your body craves certain things, you feed it, but also know your limits.
Yeah, portion control.
Portion control.
I get emails. That's the number one question I get a lot from a lot of the kids out there. And my answer to them was always follow the 3-day on, 1-day off diet. For 3 days, stay on a pretty strict diet. On your 4th day, go ahead for your first and last meal of the day. Have whatever you want.
Even if it's like pizza or something.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, I always tell people most of the time when I talk about nutrition to them is, you don't have to eat like a bodybuilder getting ready for contest. We learn a lot of balancing your meals as kids, and if we actually exercise that as we get older and you just balance your meals, they would be so much better off. Just like I said, portion control and have balanced meals. It'll be amazing. The difference that you can make in your body.
Plus, the definition of cheating for one person might be different to another person. Jay, he eats clean. To him, cheating is just increasing your carbs, even if it's good carbs. To somebody else, might be,
like me,
a double cake, like me.
Burger King.
I'm the same way. No, I'm pizza, ice cream,
a big
as long as it's bad for me.
Donuts.
I'm the donut king, man. You guys don't know. 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, that's me over there. The drive-through.
What about weighing your food? Obviously, speaking about McDonald's, you're not weighing a Big Mac, but like say 12 weeks, 16 weeks out before a contest, do you get the scale out and actually weigh the food?
I think when I first started off, I was as a teenager, I was real obsessive. I had a little scale and I weighed out every little ounce. And I quit doing that a long time ago. You just pretty much look at it and know how much you need and
just guesstimate.
Because like we talked about earlier, your body changes from show to show, from year to year. So you might need a little bit more than what you're measuring out. So you end up having to eat a little bit more anyway. So you can measure all you want. But if it's not enough for your body, you're going to have to feed it anyway. Feed it enough.
The mirror is your best skill. If you look in the mirror, don't like what you see, then you need to adjust your nutrition or whatever.
I think the closer you get to showtime, counting your carbs is the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's the #1 staple in your pre-contest preparation. You want to know how many carbs you're taking in. So that's when you start counting, actually.
Now you weigh your food.
I weigh everything, yeah. Just by habit.
Just weigh it to the ounce. Now, what are 3 misconceptions about bodybuilding and food and like what you should or shouldn't do?
Lifting lightweight to get cut.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest misconception. I think when you're getting ready for a show, you need to lift light, to get cut up, and it's nutrition and cardio. That's what's going to get you in shape, not lifting lightweight.
Yeah, I would say not eating after 5 o'clock. That's a huge misconception. I mean, it goes by your schedule.
Yeah, it's like every 3 hours, pretty much every 3 hours, as long as you're awake, from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep.
You can taper your carbohydrates off or eat, less starchy carbs or whatever later in the day. Mm-hmm. Replace it with green vegetables, broccoli, asparagus, that kind of thing. But, you still need your protein every 3 hours, especially if you're a weight trainer, and especially if you're getting ready for a bodybuilding contest.
I would say like more is not better. A lot of times people are like overtraining and over diet, over everything. They think that the more they do this or that, the better off they're going to be. But sometimes it works the opposite way.
Mm-hmm. So as far as the starchy carbs go, there's that big misconception that a lot of people eat a huge dinner at night. That's actually a truth, right? Because a lot of people eat those 3 solid meals every day.
Well, they don't even eat 3 meals. They eat just large dinner and maybe, donuts for breakfast or coffee. But the average person, even if they're not a weight trainer, should be eating 4 or 5 small portions a day, not just loading up. And that's why we have a weight epidemic in the United States, because people have no idea what kind of diet they should be on or what even a protein and a carbohydrate is.
Yeah. To lose weight, you should increase the amount of food you eat.
Keeps your metabolism up.
That is absolute.
You need fiber.
Paradox of what people believe, but it's true.
Especially as you get older, you kind of stay on that regimen a little bit more because naturally your metabolism will start slowing down the older you get. So you kind of find some way to tweak it or get it back started up. So
you got to eat to lose weight. That's the hardest thing to drive through somebody's head. Because everybody thinks, oh, you don't want to lose weight, don't eat.
But I think they're thinking about McDonald's or some Mexican food or something like that, and they're like, I can't eat like that, all that. Well, you shouldn't eat like that at all. It's like eat the right foods, and then it'll make a difference.
If they were going to get on a balanced diet, what would you say is the #1 thing that they should know? The 6 meals a day, keep the protein up, keep the carbs up. I mean, what's a diet that you would give these guys?
Protein shakes in at least once or twice a day. Maybe like I said, I made my best gains when I learned the importance of protein.
So like 3 meals and then maybe 2 protein shakes in between those 3?
Well, they have to get a proper diet down, you know, and that means getting up in the morning, first of all, and eating a breakfast, which a lot of America does not do. And a lot of kids rush off to school and they grab, I mean, I was one of them in high school. I used to eat donuts every morning and when I got to school.
Coffee cake.
Because I was rushing to get out, and you should sit down and have, you know, I would suggest like wheat, you know, I know it's not the best thing, but, you know, the oatmeal King mentioned, you know, the packets of oatmeal with the little sodium and sugar flavoring is you know, a good way to start, and maybe a little protein. Yeah, some eggs.
Egg whites.
Even eggs, even whole eggs for a younger kid.
Consistency for the kids.
Peanut butter in there.
The number one thing I would recommend to anybody starting out is stay consistent.
They shouldn't even be in the gym before I mean, the diet should be first.
Right.
Before weights, because if you're going to go in and you're going to, you know, glue yourself down with weight training and not have a proper diet, you're wasting your time.
With the amount of muscle that's around this counter, the kitchen is a very scary place to be. Glad you guys could spend some time with us. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Is anybody eating those almonds, man? I'm starving.
Don't take too many.
Oh, you see that shot?